Hello and welcome. My name is Kathleen and I'm here as your tech coach. I know you're working really hard on your content, especially with the big holiday seasons coming, right? But are you leaving an untapped resource, dare I say a gold mine of extra content out there not being used? We're going to talk about that next. Hang on, we'll dive right in. Hello and welcome. So, you're working so hard on your content, right? You're getting it out there, you've got your schedule. If you don't have your schedule, check the last show because we talked all about how to do that, how you can make it easy, how you can simplify the whole thing for yourself. And we also had a little freebie, which we'll talk about again in a few minutes. But I know a lot of you are not tapping into an amazing resource for additional content, for additional sharing that could totally help boost your business, boost your exposure out there, let more people know about you. It's just a total win all across the board. Turn things off, they stay on. So let's dive into all the different ways that you can tap into this untapped resource. Okay, so look, the basic rule of life is happy customers can share you, can share your business, can share all the wonderful things that you offer, all the benefits that you bring. And we all know word of mouth is by far the best way to get people to come and check you out, right? I mean, we got to do all the other things. We've got to be out there. We've got to be findable, all that good stuff. But if a friend recommends you, if a coworker recommends you, you move that much farther up the list immediately. So why are you letting this great resource go untapped? Probably because you haven't really thought about it. That's generally what happens, right? But let's really step back here for a second to think about it, right? There's a reason why Facebook, forums, newspapers, all the places you go, right, have either, like buttons, the thumbs up thing, agree, disagree kind of thing, and sharing tools, right? That's because people like to get that validation that they get from sharing good content, sharing information, sharing resources with people. They also like to give that little bit of feedback, right? It makes them feel like they're in control, makes them feel like they're contributing. And it also helps to foster a feeling of community, which are all wonderful things. But I can't tell you how many small businesses I've worked with, seen, shopped with, that don't tap into these things. So let's talk about how you can tap into it and what the benefits are. Okay? First thing is make sure that you are posting to the share-friendly sites. I mean, hands down, that's the easiest way to go about this, right? So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Pinterest, I'm talking about Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all those kinds of things. This is a really simple way to encourage people to go ahead and share your content without even having to ask, because the nature of those sites and those tools is sharing, right? That's what people go there for. They want to see what their friends have been sharing, they want to see what new stuff is out there, and then they want to participate in that by liking and sharing things themselves. So by virtue of you being there, it greatly increases the odds that somebody that you maybe have never met will go ahead and share your content, share information about your business. Or if somebody is talking to somebody at work or friends, family, around the neighborhood, and somebody happens to mention that they have a need that happens to tie into your business, that maybe that person they're talking to already knows that you take care of, by being in all of these different places, it makes it really easy for them to say, hey, I know just who you need to go talk to. Here, let me send this to you, right? They can go to Twitter, they can go to Pinterest, they go, whatever it is that is their go-to, they're going to go in, they're going to, yep, okay, this is it. Here, I'm going to send this to you. You can go check them out. Easy peasy and a huge win for you. And frankly, it didn't cost you an extra dime. Not even an extra penny. Not even an extra second out of your life. Because just by posting there, making that a part of your routine, you've now made yourself much more shareable. Let's keep going. Hashtags. So a part of all the stuff that you're doing, make sure that where applicable, I mean, obviously there are some places where this is not a good idea, but most of the time it is. So make sure you put in one to a couple of hashtags at least. And then suggest hashtags for your customers to use when they are sharing information about you. So let's just say that, somebody went and they, bought something from you and it's become their favorite thing in the world, right? And so maybe they're going to post a picture of them, wearing it or using it out on, let's say, Instagram. So you can suggest, make it a part of your regular marketing campaign, your emails, your blog, all those kinds of things, and say, hey, if you're sharing our stuff, use this hashtag or that hashtag so we can find you and thank you for that. And make sure you do that. Make sure once in a while you go out and you do a search, or you can set up, in some of the tools, you can set up like a little monitoring tool that will alert you when somebody uses that. Then reach out if somebody does it, right? Go give them that like, reshare their post, because that's what this whole economy is all about when you're talking about these platforms, right? So if they share your stuff, you give them a thanks, you put a little nice comment in there, and then you reshare it. Well, now that's a reciprocal thing. Now it's not you just pushing your business. Now it's a conversation. Now it's community. You're like, hey, thanks so much for doing that. I want to share your stuff because I really like your stuff too. Or I'm just going to reshare this because I really appreciate the fact you took time out to say something nice about us. So all of that works, and they'll appreciate it because you're now expanding their reach. And so this is a real win-win kind of thing. And if you get into the habit of doing that, people will notice. People will see that you are not just a talking head. You're not just pushing your business out on people, that you are engaging with them. And that takes the whole relationship in a different direction, a much better relationship. Because now it's not just, oh yeah, they do this. Now it's, hey, they had this great content, or hey, they did this great thing. And it's an ongoing thing. So even in those periods in between when they are coming to you to do business, you're still a part of their lives. You're still a part of their conversation. And that is a massive, massive win. Other ways that you can reward people, you can thank them, right? So if you're doing a live stream, right, you can say, hey, by the way, Susie, and then whatever the ID is over on Instagram, thank you so much for that mention. We really appreciate it. People really respond well to that. And if she happens to be on at the time you're saying that, she's probably going to go into chat and, put a little comment in. You can respond to that and have a conversation kick off from that. Huge win. People love that validation. They love to hear their names. They love to hear you recognizing them, and it makes it really easy. And you can even bring it up on the stream, and through that, you're now sharing that content and her content with more people, which is making everybody happy. Other things I've seen people do is they run contests once in a while. You don't want to make this like an all the time thing, because you don't want inappropriate or excessive mentions going on just to win something. But you can do little things, like maybe around the holidays, hey, those of you who post the funniest picture of you using our product or wearing our product or whatever, put the hashtag this on it, and we're going to, do a drawing for a $5 gift certificate or some giveaway that you've got. All of these are good ways to go, right? And by the way, that is another good way to go. Make sure that you have something that you can give out to people that they can carry around with them and use. The more usable those kinds of things are, the better. So like maybe you could have a bunch of canvas bags made up with your logo and your URL on it. That's another good way to go. You can go ahead and use that as part of the giveaway. Like, hey, we're going to pull 5 people who use this hashtag during this window. Make sure you're specific about the timeline, because people do go back and see things out of, sync, right? You can't always be sure. So say between this date and this date, everybody who posts funny picture or useful picture or whatever, shares one of our posts and puts this hashtag on it, you'll be entered into a drawing where you can win this, carry bag or a couple of pens or whatever, because those are kinds of things that people will use, they will carry around, they will lend out, and again, it just helps increase your brand awareness. So that's just another immediate win for you. So these are just some ideas on, ways that hashtags, there's a whole lot more. We can do like a whole show on these if you want to, but it's just another way to do it. And by you monitoring it, keeping an eye on it, you can see which ones get more reaction than others, which one, people are responding to, and then build off maybe some other content off of that type of idea or topic. Let's go. Make it easy to share. So I'm going to just show you something here. Let me switch this, and we've got to make this go away, escape. So there's a couple of tools out there, and there's a lot. I'm just going to show you two. So you ever see these things, right? You see them everywhere. Sometimes they're vertical like this, sometimes they're horizontal. These are free tools that you can use. You can go in and you create an account and you configure them, and you can then put these on every blog post. You can put these all over your website, all over your shopping catalog, on content you post. You can put it on your blog posts, and it makes it super easy because all people have to do is click and they can share, and it takes no effort. It's not hard at all. They can just go ahead and do this. So this is one. This is addthis.com. This is one I've actually used before for a couple of different clients, and they've had really good results. It's well coded. There's not, a lot of bloat involved in it, and it gives you analytics on who clicked on it and what kind of sharing they did. And this is it's the same concept, just a different company, so you can go with whichever one you like, whichever one makes more sense for you. But these are another great way to go ahead and get word out there and make it super easy for people to share. You'd be really impressed by the increase in activity, the increase in sharing when you make it that easy for people. If it's one click and then, let them, it usually prefabs a message which you can customize, and then they can put in their own, they can change it, they can do whatever they want and then send it. But it works unbelievably well, and it makes it, again, super easy for you, and there's no cost because the way that you're paying for it is they're tracking the analytics too. So they're tracking to see what kind of content is getting shared, what kind of response it gets, all that kind of stuff. So it's free to you. It's real simple to edit to your website or, your blog or whatever other location you want to put it in. If you're not comfortable doing that kind of stuff, you just go to whoever it is that manages it for you. It literally takes like minutes. You're going to go in, you're going to configure it. It takes less than 5 minutes to do that. And it'll take less than a minute or two for somebody to add it to your sites for you, your code. And then, if they do due diligence, they should spend a minute or two testing it. But other than that, it's a real low, low barrier to being able to use it, but a huge, huge win for people. Okay, let me just bring this back up. I don't know why this takes away my notes every time I do this, but it does. All right. So, makes sense? It's easy, simple, and actually kind of fun to use. Let me go back because I think I missed a couple. Okay. There we go. We're back here. So just plug in one of these simple tools, make it super easy for people to share outside. So you don't have to do this on things like Pinterest or Instagram and all that because it's built in. But other things that you're doing, if you do landing pages, you can do it into emails. You can edit into emails so people can share your email content. Obviously, your website, your blog posts, your online store, all those kinds of places. You can do it for every product, and there's not any hyper customization you need to do. Like, for example, you don't need to build one specifically for every product, right? Or every service or every page. You just put the code out there and it just grabs whatever is around on that page where it's being activated, and it says, oh, okay, you must want to send this, and that's what it takes it. It's really a elegant solution. It's well coded, and it makes it really easy and fun. All right, the other thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not just posting promos and sales and new products, right? You want to mix up your content a little bit. You want to give people reasons to share you. Obviously, you want them to share your business stuff, but in order to get there, you've got to, again, don't come across just as a faceless, cold company. Be human. You're human. You have interests. You have things you find funny. You have things that you find helpful. So share those too, right? Your own stuff and other people's, because that, again, is part of the social contract, right? You just don't push your stuff. You have to engage. Spend a couple of minutes a week. Literally, it only takes a couple of minutes. Go through your feed, find some things that are funny or interesting or helpful, and share those, because those people that you share will get notified that happened. They will come and take a look at your stuff. If they like your stuff, they will share it. But also, just the people who are following your feed will appreciate other good content that you're kind of curating for them, right? Now, it may or may not be tied to your business. It doesn't matter. The point is that if it's funny or helpful or useful, and it's not just about you all the time, you come across more trustworthy immediately, because it doesn't feel like they're being sold to all the time. Again, it feels like a conversation, and that is the key to all of this stuff working. It also taps into other people sharing your stuff if it's not just about your business, right? Because there's only so many times that is going to fit into some sort of content slot in their head that feels shareable. So, people are looking for, things to laugh about, inspiration, things that are cute, right? Who doesn't love a cute pet picture? Come on. Or those little videos, right, of the dancing dog or the cat that jumps and then misfires. Come on, we all go looking for that kind of stuff as sort of a release, and tension release and a fun partner day. So it's good to include those kind of things. It's even better if it's your dog or your pet or, whatever. But it's perfectly great to go ahead and share somebody else's, obviously giving them credit. People like stuff that feels original or feels a little bit different, maybe brings an element of surprise or nostalgia. All of this is feeding into that validation, that self-actualization that people, that's the driving force behind why people go and spend time on Pinterest and on Instagram and all those kinds of things, and for the sense of community, right? Because, hey, you like funny dog pictures, so do I. Hey, now we have a connection that wasn't there before. And it's maybe outside of your business, or maybe it ties into your business, right? Maybe you work in, maybe you're a dog trainer, or, maybe you sell pet products or whatever. There's so many different ways to go about it. The point is, don't feel like you have to be rigid about it. Don't think that you have to stay inside your lane in this narrow little view of life. Go ahead. Be human. Branch out a little bit. Have a little fun with it. Do something a little bit different. Mix up the content you're putting out there. Because even if somebody shares something that is not directly tied to your business, is not tied to a promotion or a sales funnel or whatever, they're still sharing you. They're still sharing your existence, your business. And people not only look at the content that's being shared, but also where the original source came from. And very often they will go check that out. That could be the first time somebody's heard about you. And when they poke around a little bit and they check you out, they may decide that you are the thing that they have been looking for, and they can't believe now they found it. And all of this just came because you posted a cute picture of your dog. Nothing wrong with that. Another thing you want to do is you want to monitor and respond to your reviews. So keep an eye out. Again, you can do, like sort of an alert kind of a thing, or you can just manually go to the different places where people are posting. Read through it. Okay, not all of it's going to be pleasant. I'm the first to admit it, but make sure that you go. You thank the people who have nice things to say. Maybe if it's really good, reach out to them and say, hey, would you mind if I, put your if I quoted you on my website as a testimonial, whatever, or, just a nice little response to them, that type of thing. Also respond to people who had the less than, right? Less than perfect, less than wonderful experiences, because that may take their anger, frustration, disappointment from here down to here, because you've acknowledged it. You've responded to them as a person. You've addressed it in some way. That is just an awesome way to kind of build out of that relationship and start to have that conversation, because very often you can take somebody who's maybe a little bit negative on you and turn them around just by talking to them and addressing and letting them be heard, making them feel that you're actually listening and that you're going to take steps about it. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but at least you've made that effort, and that is worth all the gold in the world, because that is the kind of thing that will take somebody from dislike to like and recommend in a very short amount of time. So you want to do this on a regular basis. This is not something you need to do every day, once a week, not so bad. Once a month, sure, that works. Once a quarter, as long as you're consistent about it, as long as you're doing it and doing it in a steady, reliable fashion, you're gonna win somebody over in the process. Or somebody's going to see the way you responded to somebody else and say, hey, I think I'm gonna go check this out. Even though there's some, positive and negative, the way that you responded to them overall may turn them in from the, no, okay, too many negatives to, hey, you know what? They're addressing things. I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna go check it out. It's a win. Whoops, sorry, I went backwards. Okay, so just to quickly wrap this up for you, you want to share, right? You want to share a lot of stuff. You want to go to the places where people share by default. If you're looking for ideas, okay, I have a free ebook that you can get if you go to yourtechcoach.net, content ideas, 130 ideas. So if you're like, okay, yeah, this sounds great, but I don't know what to do, 130 ideas. Okay, so that should definitely help you come up with some content to do while you're going to do this. But remember, the whole point of this is it's not just all on you. Once you start to get some content out there, you can reach out to the people who are sharing your stuff, share their stuff. They may then spontaneously start to share information about your company that you can then focus on your business. So you can put a widget on your website that posts, anything that includes the hashtag or an @ to your name, so that you're sharing to people who are just visiting your website those wonderful things that people are saying about you on Twitter or Pinterest or Instagram or whatever. This is all sort of a big circle of life thing, right? So you're putting it out there, somebody liked it, somebody shared it, you went, you responded, you checked out their stuff, you shared their stuff. It all just comes flowing back to you and flowing out in that back and forth kind of way that makes all of this work. And it is something that does not require any extra really major effort for you. It's not requiring new content from you, because these things that you put out there will continue to show up in people's feeds. And so there's always the chance every day that somebody new is going to come across it, share it, and somebody else will find out about you. So hopefully that all makes sense. I do just want to remind you that there is information out there for you. Let me do it this way. So if you do need content ideas, and believe me, you know, we all hit that wall. We all get that, you know, creative block moment where like, I just can't come up with any more. So that's why I put together this book for you. You can use the QR code there to get to it. Or you can just go to yourtechcoach.net/content ideas, no spaces. That will sign you up for the mailing list too, which is a bonus because then you'll know about the next shows that are coming out. All that. Like, for example, this show, I kind of forgot that I had to go do something tonight. So I had to do the show early, but see, all you people who are out there now, you knew, right? The folks who are here live, you got the message, so you got to come join, and thank you for that. I'm going to do a newsletter starting next month, so you'll get that information. So you just go to yourtechcoach.net/content ideas, 130 ideas that are yours for the taking. If, for whatever reason, you don't want that, but you do want to get on the mailing list, that's an option too. You can go to yourtechcoach.net/mailing list and make use of it that way. All right? So go, do. There's lots to be gained by not just putting stuff on your website, but to go ahead and sprinkle it around social media a little bit. Obviously, you're going to do your website. Obviously, you're going to do your blog. But even those places, make sure that you go and you put something like add this or share this or whatever. There's other ones out there. You just go and search for it and you'll see a list of them. And make it easy for people who want to share your content to do so, because it is in your best interest for them to spread the word. And that is very much like word of mouth, you know, in the real world where people are sitting, you know, in line at the grocery store and sharing information. Okay? Thank you so much. I hope you're having a great one. I will be back next week with more for you. In the meantime, feel free to reach out if you do have any questions. If you are looking for help with all of this kind of stuff, go to yourtechcoach.net. There's a contact form there that you can use to get in touch with me. Or you can reach out on Twitter. You go to your_tech coach. Couldn't get the other name. You can DM me or tweet at me. And if you are interested and curious about live streaming, but feel overwhelmed, don't want to go and spend the time to buy the equipment and take classes and learn the software to learn how to do it, I have a one-click solution for you. So go to the website, reach out, let me know you're interested, because I just came up with this like just before the show went live. I'm going to offer a special deal. I'm not going to tell you about it here yet. But if you reach out to me on yourtechcoach.net, tell me that you're interested in the special fall one-click to live stream solution. Basically what it is I give you a link, you take your phone or your computer with your webcam, and you go live, and I handle all the rest. We can do lower thirds, we can do content like you just saw in the slides. There's all kinds of stuff that we can do. I take all the pressure off you, you focus on your content, and I take care of all the rest of it. So feel free to reach out, like I said right here. Let's see, we'll do a secret special word. Let's do a secret special word of Murphy's girlfriend Ruby. Okay, so if you reach out to me here and say Ruby, I'll know that you're entitled to get the special deal for the fall. Trust me, it's well worth it. One click, you can be live streaming in a couple of days, literally. Actually, we can do it the same day if you really want to push it. So feel free, reach out. Don't be shy. That's what I'm here for. And I will talk to you next week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.